Hey y'all, Dean here with the Rogue Deck Chronicles, and we're back with another Rogue Deck showcase. And this time I wanted to feature another new card from a Pitch Black set, which is Bastiodon. And this one's a pretty interesting card. Just the fact that this being in a deck, the presence of this card in this deck makes people play the game differently. You don't even need to get this out for people to be scared of this card. So I'll talk about the card. This is a Metal Stage 2 Pokemon, evolves from Shieldon with the Ancient Bulwark ability. As long as this Pokemon's on your bench, prevent all damage done to your Pokemon by attacks with opponent's Pokemon that have 2 or less energy attached. And then has an attack for Hammer In. Honestly, in this deck, we're not attacking with this Pokemon. We're here really for the Ancient Bulwark ability. And it really just makes our opponent play the game a little differently. A lot of decks out there really want only 1 or 2 energy attachments. They really value just a quick setup. Not a lot of them want to get to 2 or more than 2 energies out because it's too slow in this game. Well, I was thinking about this. We could go a lot of different routes with Bastiodon. Of course, there's the Iron Bastiodon deck that's been out there since the very beginning, since this card was introduced. You know, Iron Thorns has a history of winning worlds a couple years ago. There's that Fossil deck with Rampardos, which we still need to show off in this deck, in this channel. But I wanted to do something different with this card and showcase it, and it got me thinking. This is a Stage 2 card. What deck loves to have Stage 2s in play? Well, we're gonna show off Mamoswine again. It's been a while since we played with this card. I kind of thought this may be the perfect opportunity to kind of revisit this card and see how Bastiodon fits well in this deck. So the reason why I think it's really good for this deck is because of the Rumbling March attack. It does 180 damage base, but we do 40 more damage for each Stage 2 Pokemon on our bench. Well, I think you're seeing where I'm coming from. If we want to have that Bastiodon on our bench at all times, that's a Stage 2. So we can pair this, power up our Mamoswine, and prevent our opponent's Pokemon from attacking us if they have 2 energy or less in play. And we can also power up Mamoswine at the same time. I think that's a win-win for this deck. So again, there's other text on here that makes this card actually very good. So it's a 340, I would say kind of tanky, but it's a tanky Pokemon. Fighting type out there with a Mammoth Hauler ability. Once during our turn, we may search for a Pokemon and reveal it, put it in our hand, and shuffle the rest of our deck. So we can basically get any Pokemon out we want in play. And the other Pokemon I want to put in this deck, I have the Cinderace from Mega Evolution with the Explosiveness ability. If we start off this card in our opening hand, we can just put it down face down in the active spot, and we have the Turbo Flare for 50, and we can attach up to 3 basic energy to our Pokemon, to our bench Pokemon. So this is a great way to get a Stage 2 out without having the Stage 1 in basic, and we can get damage in play and set up the energy acceleration, which is one thing that Mamoswine was lacking. So this card definitely makes that better in that regards. I also play a 101 line with the Torchic Blaziken with Seething Spirit that we can use to get our energy from our discard part and set up our Pokemon. Again, energy is really a weakness in this deck because we need 2 fighting energies to attach with Rumbling March. It's just a little awkward. We can't Crispin very well in this deck. So having the Cinderace and having the Blaziken really helps us out getting our attacker set up in one go. We have a 4-2-3 line of the Mamoswine. We have one Klinklang, so it's another one of those easy cheats to get a Stage 2 in play with emergency rotation. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in your hand and your opponent has any Stage 2 Pokemon in play, we may put this onto our bench. Well, we're in a format where there's a lot more Stage 2s out there. There's the Dragapult, there's the Mega Greninja out there, there's the Venusaur deck out there. So there's a lot of opportunities to get Klinklang in play. And then, of course, we have a 3-2-2 line. So I did do 3 of these, just increase our odds to get the Fossil out. With the Bastiodon, again, we talked about the Ancient Bulwark ability. And I play 1 Fez just because draw is good, flip script is always good. So Fez, just be expecting to put at least one of these in your decks at all times. So when it comes to our trainer cards, so with the items, we play 3 Buddy-Buddy Poffin. We play 3 Fighting Gong, just because Fighting Gong is really good with our again, our fighting energy, and with our Swinubs out as well, just in case we don't have the Buddy Poffins. We have 2 Night Stretchers just to try to recycle our Mamoswines, because we only do play 3 of these, and really just any other one of our cards. 3 Poké Pads to grab any of our non-rule box Pokemon. 3 Rare Candies, that way we can go into the Blaziken and the Mamoswine. I don't play a middle evolution for the Blaziken, so we really need at least 1 just for the Blaziken alone. 1 Special Red Card, just because Special Red Card is so good in this format right now. 2 Ultra Balls, just to grab Pokemon we need. And the stadium choice is Fossil Quarry. I'm still on the edge of, or on the fence of what stadium to really play in this. I don't feel like any stadium fits well in this deck. We have to draw into it. We don't have any real good way of getting it in this list. So I think just having the outs to the fossils is the best way to go. If anything, it just acts as a stadium bump. Again, there really isn't a stadium that's really the best pairing for this card or for this list. So really it's more for stadium bumps to just aggravate our opponent a little more. And then for our supporters, we play 2 Boss, 2 Hildas. I did fool around with Dawn because we are playing stage 2s. But I felt like the Dawn wasn't serving as much of as powerful it could be. I really valued the Hilda, because that way we can get our energy out and we can get an evolution. We're always trying to look for the rare candies anyway. And it goes with our ace spec, which we'll talk about in a minute. I play 3 Lilies just because Lillie's really good. And I do have 1 Tarragon in here. Again, this is another card that I'm like, I could cut for something else. But to be able to get our fighting Pokemon and our basic fighting energy back from our discard to our hand is really good. I'm not sure how often we'll play this card, but in theory it is a nice solid card for this deck. And then we play 1 Air Balloon just so we can retreat, really for the Fezandipiti, and for the Blaziken if it gets trapped up there if we can't attack with it. For energy, this is a very weird set of energy. We do play 1 Magnetic Energy for the Bastiodon, again, just in case it gets trapped into the active. Our ace spec of choice is Neo Upper, because we do play a bunch of stage 2s, so we can attack with the Mamoswine, and attack with the Blaziken. We can attack with the Klinklang, and really we can also use it to attack with the Bastiodon as well. So Neo Upper is a really good ace spec for this deck. Play 3 Rocky Fighting. This is good against those Mega Darkrai decks out there. Speaking of which, if you're interested in Mega Darkrai, take a look at the video that we posted on this channel, and you'll see just our attempts of making that deck work. And then for basic, we do play 4 Fighting Energy with 1 Fire, just so we can attack with the Blaziken. So this is our list. A little clunky, but I've actually been having fun tweaking this list throughout my time. I've spent a good week on this list trying to get it ready for this channel. I really like it. I think Mamoswine's a really good card, at least solid middle deck in this format right now. Again, it's not BDAF, but it's also not bad once you get set up. I've been trying to make this as consistent as possible. Again, 340 is pretty tanky, so we're able to kind of get 2-shot and it'll help us at least get set up, especially against those 3 prize decks out right now. But yeah, the deck description will be in the deck list will be in the description below, just because there is a lot going on here. But yeah, before we go into our games here, just want to ask, are you subscribed to our channel? Have you been liking our videos? Let us know. We're a small YouTube channel. We're trying to grow. This is a passion project for both Dev and I, and we just love showing up our ideas. Again, this is a RDC, I wouldn't say exclusive deck, but this is something that I came up with on my own, just kind of thinking really in the shower. I'm like, oh, Mamoswine may be good with Bastiodon, and this is going to be a different type of deck to feature Bastiodon. So we love showing off our decks like this. We try not to really net deck, but at the same time, we also recognize there's much better deck builders than us out there. But this one is something I came up with. Apologize if it does look something a little close to anyone else out there. Again, Mamoswine can only really do so much. But like our video, subscribe to our channel. It will mean a lot to us, and we can post more of our original ideas out there for y'all. But with all that being said, let's go on to the ladder and see how Mamoswine and Bastiodon can do with the format. So I will see you all in game number 1. Okay everyone, we're here in our first game with Mamoswine and Bastiodon. We won the coin flip and we are going to choose to go second. And we start with a pair of Swinubs, so this is good for us. We have Buddy Poffin, so we can get our bench set up. We got Fighting Gong for energy, and we can call for family. So we have a pretty decent board. We have the Rare Candy for Mamoswine, so I think we're actually having a good start here. So our opponent starts with Fezandipiti, so it doesn't really give us much detail on what they're playing, but we'll see what they'll put down, kind of give us a idea of how we can approach this game. The beauty of our deck is that no one really understands what Mamoswine does. It's been out for a while. Again, it's a Journey Together card, so we'll see. So Torchic, so this may be some sort of Blaziken deck, maybe Dragapult Blaziken. That is the most common of that right now. But we'll see, they don't really do anything else, so let's get our game going. We'll play another Swinub, we'll play Buddy Poffin, and we'll grab a Swinub and a Torchic. Let's look at our deck real quick. We have both the Bastiodon lines, we have Fez, we got Klinklang. We have Cinderace, which we won't be able to put in play this turn. We have one Piloswine, only 2 Mamoswines, so we'll need to recover the other one. We got the Blaziken, we have a decent amount of supporters. We have our Tarragon, so we can help recover some other cards. Yeah, I think we're good. We got enough pieces to be able to do what we need to do. We're going to play Fighting Gong just to thin out here. I'm not too worried about next turn. It doesn't seem like they have a lot going on. So we'll just call for family. And we'll grab out that Fez. So if we do get knocked out, we can at least use Flip the Script, be ready to go. But they didn't really do much last game or last turn, so I think we're in a good spot. We have the Rare Candy Mamoswine, and we can start just getting our board set up here. We have to have 2 Rare Candies, so we can Mamoswine for a Mamoswine, get 2 pieces out, or Mamoswine for a Torchic. So they're just going to manually evolve up to the Blaziken. They're going to play a Buddy Poffin here. Or starting that Blaziken to a Combustion. And this... Okay, this is going to be interesting. There's a little bit of a toolboxy deck. Don't know what the main strategy is. I'm assuming it's going to be centered around Mega Greninja. Either Mega Greninja or Greninja EX. So, the good thing is we're not weak to fighting, because we are fighting. So we're fine there. So with that, we'll Rare Candy into our active. We're going to attach energy there. We're going to Mammoth Hauler into... I'm going to do the Blaziken here. Yeah. That way we can get our Blaziken set up here. That way if we can get knocked out, we'll have the energy acceleration. So that way we can power up our Pokemon in one go. And with that, we'll just take out 2 prizes just like that. And see what we get off our prizes. Swinub and Ultra Ball, perfect. So we can put a Swinub down, we can get a Piloswine to set up for next turn. And we're off and rolling like that. So we were doing 440, which means we're hitting for 220 without weakness, which is pretty good, because as a reminder, we do 40 more for each stage 2 on our bench. So our goal is to try to get as many stage 2s as possible. Since they are playing a stage 2 deck themselves, we can also grab that Klinklang and just toss it onto the board, and that will be another easy power-up adjustment for us. So it seems like they're off to a slow start. We're already up and running, so we have the advantage for now. But again, this is Pokemon. Anything can happen in these games. The big disadvantage of this deck is our energy acceleration. That's why I want to get Blaziken up and running as soon as possible. Because that way, if we can get another Fighting Energy or a Rocky Energy, we can at least somehow get Mamoswines going. So we're going to get Trade, which is fine. Do 20 plus 60. We need to get 2 more set up so we're not one-shotting them. So they play Dark Energy, so to me it shows that they're also playing some sort of Zoroark engine as well, so probably the Zekrom or Reshiram, just so they can attack with this card, which makes sense. If you're going to play this type of engine in your deck, you want to make sure you can do something just in case you get boss trapped in the active. So we'll see what they do. They'll play Petrol, so our hands will stay. And they're going to Trolley. Okay, so they're going to get their board set up, which is fine with us. We'll see what they do. But yeah, I put a lot of time getting this Mamoswine Bastiodon list going. I wish I can find a more steady way of getting the Bastiodons out. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to find that yet. But I think it's a really cool partner for this deck. Yeah, so they're playing some sort of really a Zoroark deck with a couple of tech cards in here. So we need to be careful because they can hit us for 250, which again, it's not knocking us out. Okay, we got a Night Stretcher. Can't really play that just yet. So let's see. Do I want to leave myself with a 0 card hand? No, I'm going to wait on this. So let's Mammoth Hauler here. We'll grab Piloswine. And we'll evolve up one of our guys. And I think that's all we'll do. We'll just hit for the 220. They're not one-shotting us, so we have that going for us right now. And as soon as they can get this up to a Greninja, we can play the Klinklang. Until then, we can't really do much. And with having this Zoroark in the active, they're stuck of choosing either putting the energy onto the Munkidori or putting energy onto the Zoroark. If it was on the bench, then they could probably play Ends, PP up, and power up both, but because this isn't active, it won't work for that. So we'll see what they do. They have a lot of cards in hand now. Again, I know we had the early aggression, but does not mean that we are running away with this match at all. We're just in a little better situation. So I wonder if they're going to retreat, just give up maybe a single prizer. But we'll see about that. But they are playing methodically. They're taking time on their actions, which is fine. As long as you don't run out on your timer, you can take as much time as you want. So yeah, But I've also been practicing. My shop got selected to do a World Championship event. So I've been finding a new deck for me. I know I've been seeing that for a while. And I haven't really found something since, really for me, for Cloth. As y'all know, I love playing that deck. I actually did really well with that archetype when I was around. And I just haven't found my deck like that yet. I've been playing around with different ideas. So hopefully I can find something before that celebration. It will be a great way to watch Worlds with people from my league. So let's Mammoth Hauler. Grab our Mamoswine here. And now they have a stage 2 in play. So once we get knocked out, I probably should have held off. We could get the Klinklang and power up more. We're doing 260. So that will put us at 300. And we'll be really close to knocking out everything on the board. Except for actually these two actually. So never mind. But we can at least thin out our deck here with Mammoth Haulers over and over again. So I'm going to get the Klinklang to kind of show them like, hey, you knocked me out, I have another replacement here. But we are struggling a little bit with getting energy. So right now I'm just trying to thin. We don't need Cinderace, we're not going to use Buddy Poffin. And I'm just grabbing cards. Just so we can thin, that way when we draw, we're drawn hopefully into like an energy or something to help us to really accelerate the game here. So with that, we're going to Rumbling March, get the knockout, be up 4 prizes to 0. Hopefully they don't play Special Red Card here. We got our other Mamoswine, that's perfect, a Fossil Quarry. And a Fossil Quarry can get us the fossil for the Bastiodon. But again, they're not one-shotting us here. They're only doing 200. We're not weak to fire here. They don't have really draw right now. The Dawn can give them a Zoroark though, so we'll at least see a couple more cards. But it looks like this turn they are going to just attack with the Blaziken here. If we can get a Rare Candy off the top deck, because we have one more Rare Candy left in our deck, we can get a Mamoswine out and then we will be up and running. So okay, they're going to play Fez, see some more cards. Oh no, they're not. Interesting. Really, if we can get a boss, which we are not. So let's Mammoth Hauler here. Just thin out some cards. I probably should actually use this opportunity to make sure we have that 3rd Rare Candy or if it's a prize. I didn't actually check that. We do, so. Let's grab some Pokemon here. Let's play Fighting Gong, grab a Fighting Energy. That way we can get our Mamoswine set up for next turn. And let's just hit for 260. Kind of force them, because they can't attack again. They have to retreat, repower up, and then get back into the active. So we're kind of forcing their hand to find another attacker this turn. So they get a Zoroark here. They could attack here, knock me out, and force me to get a boss in for a return KO. So I think the only way I can get game next turn is if they knock me out, is that I have to get a Rare Candy and evolve into the other Mamoswine, because I have the Night Stretcher. But they only got 2 cards. They could use, I know they can't even Fez because I didn't knock them out. And they can't attack this turn. But yeah, we're just putting a lot of pressure onto this deck with Mamoswine. Yeah, they don't do anything. We got game. Fossil Quarry, we don't really need to do anything. We got 260. We can knock that out. So let's just get our last 2 prizes and call it a game. But yeah, Mamoswine, it's actually a pretty decent card. We got the victory. Been able just to outmaneuver our opponent with this game. And I will say, we had a really good opening hand. We were able to get our Mamoswine out attacking by turn 2, which is actually really hard to do in this deck. But we were able to start putting pressure, start just getting the KOs, and from there on, we were just able to overcome. So that's an awesome game 1. Let's go into game number 2 and see how Mamoswine, and maybe we can get Bastiodon out in this game. Let's try our best. So I'll see y'all in game number 2. Okay, y'all, we're going to game number 2 here with Mamoswine Bastiodon. We won the coin flip again, so we're going to opt to go second. I like the ability to either use Call for Family or having the support. I think this deck really needs it. So we're in a mulligan. They're not really going to see what we're going to do, but hopefully we can see what they can do. So take a mulligan. They'll see ours. We'll see what their mulligan is, and they're playing against Charizard. So that's actually pretty okay. We'll start with the Cinderace because we have a pretty decent hand. And then we're going to mulligan some more, so we'll take 2 more mulligans. So the good thing with this match is we can put Klinklang out as an easy attack, or easy modifier for our attack. So we'll see what they do. I'm not sure how quickly they can set up as a Charizard deck. Haven't really played against too many. But they can one-shot us. So that's something we need to be careful of. We need to have a full bench of stage 2s to one-shot them to kind of just even up the prize trade. So this may be a little difficult on our end, but we'll see how this match goes. This is going to be another interesting game with a deck that we don't normally see, so I'm excited about that. And we do get 2 mulligans, so we'll use those, trying to see if we can get a decent bench, which honestly, with having a Swinub, we'll have a Torchic out, we have Piloswine for next turn. Say if we can get either a Rare Candy and Buddy Poffin, I think we will be in decent shape here. Oh, and we even have the Fossil, so perfect. We can actually try to get Bastiodon out, force them to have 3 energy onto their attacking Pokemon. So we'll see what they do. So they attach. They're going to get rid of the ability to retreat if they have to. At least retreat for free. Sorry, I should have said that better because of the ability Agile. Ultra Ball. Okay, I wonder what they're going to get. I wonder if it's another Charmander. Maybe Oricorio. Oricorio is really good in the Mega Charizard deck. If they get a Charizard, it's basically going to tell us that they have a Rare Candy. So they get rid of some energy, which makes sense. They play a bunch of energy in this list. We know they play Fire Breathers. We saw that in the mulligans. But it doesn't seem like they have much going on. Okay, so they didn't really do much. Hopefully we'll have a decent starting here. Oh, I can't do that. So we'll play down our 2 basics. I'm going to put, oh, and also our antique armor here. I'm going to put an energy onto Cinderace. I'm actually going to use Fighting Gong to grab another Swinub. I'd rather have 2 out, just in case. Because we have the Neo Upper here. And with that, we can't really do much else. And we're just going to Turbo Flare. We're going to get our energy out and play. And we're just going to put... I'm actually going to put it all here because we do have the Neo Upper. I don't want to waste that Neo Upper on one that doesn't need it. Kind of bait them like, oh, if you need to take that out, I'm not going to be in a good spot. But with Night Stretcher, I can get Blaziken. I think we're in a good spot. They're having a slow start. We have a pretty decent setup here. And hopefully we get Bastiodon out this game. That would be amazing. That was the whole point of doing this video. I wanted to show another unique way where Bastiodon actually is very advantageous in a deck. Because we can see it with Iron Thorns, that's been going around. We've been seeing it with other decks here, but I think putting it with a deck that wants to have stage 2s just makes the most sense to me. We haven't seen Mamoswine in a while, so I kind of want to showcase both cards in one deck if we can. And when this card does come in play, it's actually very strong for Mamoswine. Because a lot of decks out there only need 2 energies to attack, or they only rely on 2 energy to attack. So it helps us kind of force them to do 3 energy, and a lot of times they can't do that. And if they do, it just gives us more time to set up because we are a stage 2 deck. So yep, those just hit us for 40. Probably will evolve that into a Charizard next turn. We got the Blaziken, but can't do much with that right now. Can't really do much else here. I can probably get some energy onto this Swinub. I could boss, kind of slow them down a little bit. I wish I was knocking this guy out. I'm not hitting for enough though. So I'm just going to Turbo Flare. I don't want to really do anything else here. And we'll just put the energy onto the Swinub. We have Rocky energy, so I'm not too worried about this. We have Night Stretcher, so we can get another energy out. Now we just need to get a Mamoswine. And if we do, we are all set here. Okay, they have Meowth. They can get their supporter for turn. I wonder which card it will be. And if anything, if we can get a Mamoswine, that is an easy 2-prizer for us. Because one, we will hit it for at least 180, plus it's also weak to fighting. So we'll definitely knock that out for more ways than one. So they're going through their deck, seeing which card will be best for this play here. If they play Dawn, I would think they should get the Dawn. That way they get their Charizard out. I'm pretty sure they have another fire energy in hand, so they can attack us. And really, they don't need much to attack us, so. Because we have, what? 120, so they just need to discard 2 energies. Or they're going after with a boss. Interesting. I wonder if they're going after the Piloswine here. Because now this is showing that they don't have much of anything. Okay, so they're going to try to trap us. We take 10 less damage, so they're only doing 30 damage to us. And if I really want to, I could get rid of this card and just get my Cinderace back into play. But the fact that they're going after the Armor Fossil just shows how scared they are of the Bastiodon. Because they know that they only want 2 energy on that Pokemon and just spread out the rest of the energy. So even just having the presence of Bastiodon makes our opponent play so much different. You got Reshiram, okay, that's fine. They don't have their Oricorio out, they don't have their EX out. Yeah, they're just going to attack for us, which is fine. Okay, we get Fez. We'll hold off on the Fez. I don't want to put it on the bench just yet. I have 10 HP left. You know what? I'm just gonna discard it. It kind of just shows like how versatile the fossil can be. I'm taking out a card that they wanted to get a KO on. They were afraid of that card, granted. Now I don't have another one. But they are... The fact that they went over that, they targeted that instead of my Piloswine, just really shows like how much pressure that card does to their deck. So we'll get our prize, we'll get the first prize of the game. We got a Mamoswine, that's perfect. So as long as they don't go after the Piloswine, they already used one boss. So they need to get boss, Rare Candy Energy, and then Ultra Ball for Oricorio. They need a lot this turn. They only got 3 cards in hand. So I think we're good. We're chilling. Cinderace has free retreat too, so even if they don't take us out. So they get the Oricorio. Now do they have the Rare Candy Charizard with energy? So Poké Pad, it's not Rare Candy. They get a Charmeleon. They're evolving the active, okay. They're hoping just to... Yeah, they don't have much going on here. And we can get a decent amount of stuff going. So we're going to evolve to the Mamoswine here. We'll use Mammoth Hauler. I wonder if we have the other Piloswine. We do, so I'd rather get that. We don't have the Klinklang in our deck right now. We have one Rocky and one of the Magnetic, okay. We'll get this set up for next turn. And they hit for us. Okay. So I am going to retreat into the Mamoswine here. We're hitting for 220, which is more than enough to knock out anything here. But I want to get rid of their Charmeleon. They're not getting the rare candies. They don't have a lot in their hand. So I just want to slow them down. I'd rather wait for the boss on the 2 prizers. I'm not in the big rush. And we got Rocky, so we can put that onto our Mamoswine next turn. We can get a rare candy. We can get the Torchic. I wish we got the Klinklang. But we have time for that because they're not getting that a stage 2 unless they have a rare candy in hand, but we're really slowing them down. Let's see what they do. If they can get a Fez in play. Lillie, okay, they're going to get a fresh set of 8. Because if they can Rare Candy Charizard, have a bunch of energy, I think they will be in a decent spot here. That, or they're just thinking they're losing this Charmander. Battle Cage doesn't impact us. We don't really do spread damage or anything like that. Okay, they're going to get some more energy. But I think they're kind of... I hate to say this, but I think we have too much going on onto our board. We have a lot set up. Okay, Mega Signal. Wonder if they got the rare candy with the Charizard here. Because that will tie up the game. I was not planning for that. They do have it, okay. So they need to discard 9 times. So they need to do 6 energy to discard. If they have 4 energy in their hand, they could do it. Because there's already 2 out in play. 2, so that's 4. It's only got 4. Oh, looks like they're not even going to attack us. Okay. I could boss and get rid of most of that energy. So, Bastiodon. Fortunately, can't put that into play here. Really wish we had a rare candy. But we'll put the Rocky fighting here. And let's thin out our deck. Oh, I can get a Swinub, set up another Mamoswine. We do have the Neo Upper. I'm actually going to do 2 of these. That way, if I get a rare candy, I have the Neo Upper. I have a lot going on. But I'm going to slow them down even more. I got the Oricorio. That's why I saved the boss. There's no need to rush. Going to do 260, get 2 more prizes, get rid of a lot of those energy that will help them attack. And we'll see what we get. Another Rocky, perfect. We got Hilda. So if we can get a rare candy, we can get another Mamoswine up and running this game, this next turn. But yeah, they're in a they're in a tough spot here. They really are. Because they can attack, they can do 180, but then they have to discard all their energy in play. They can't use Fire Breather since you're using Petrol. So they're planning for next turn. Which honestly at that point may be too late because I'm already going to put a lot of damage onto their Mega. It seems like this is their home charge strategy right now. So even if they knock me out, I can have the backup KO. So let's Mammoth Hauler here. Grab another Mamoswine. Do it again. I wish we had the rare candy, but we don't. Not right now. I could Hilda. I don't really see the need to Hilda right now. I'm going to put the Rocky energy in one of the Swinubs. Yeah, let's Hilda. We can thin out our deck some more. We'll grab another Rocky. We'll grab a Shieldon just to thin out our deck. Can't really do anything else, so let's do 260 damage. We know that they have a Fire Breather in hand. We just don't know what the other card is and what this top deck card is going to be. But they need an way to get Oricorio to really utilize Fire Breather well. So they got it. They're thinning. They get 5 energy, which is actually pretty decent because they already have 5 energy into the discard. So I knew they played a lot. So let's see if they do anything. If they don't, we got game. Yeah, they just can see. They know that they didn't have anything. They needed the Oricorio. That's why I targeted that Oricorio. Slowed them down a lot. But this deck can be powerful once it gets going. I will say the big issue with Charizard EX is that it's pretty predictable. You know what they need to do. You know how to target, how to slow them down, and it's pretty easy to slow them down. So I'm glad that we won with Mamoswine. Again, I wish we would have played the actual Bastiodon, but we saw how scared just putting that fossil card is in play. It slows them down so much that they're like, okay, I'm going to go after the fossil instead of one of their attackers. So it makes them kind of slow down how they play the game. So yeah, right now we're 2-0 in this video. Let's go into game number 3 and see if we can end this with a 3-0 record. Okay, y'all, we're in game number 3 here with Mamoswine Bastiodon, and we saw just how threatening just the appearance of Bastiodon can be with them targeting the fossil right away. So hopefully this game we can get it out, but it just shows that like just how powerful, how prevalent Bastiodon can be to decks out there. So we'll start with Fez. We have the Air Balloon, so we can always retreat it. I can't remember if we're going first or second. We're going to go second, so this is perfect. And we're going against Team Rocket's Honchkrow. So this is going to be very interesting. They can one-shot our Pokemon very easily, so hopefully we can outrun them with pace. So they start with Murkrow, is perfect, so they'll probably have Proton because they play almost 4 of everything. They got the Team Rocket energy on there already. And oh, so they don't really do much else. That's interesting. Okay, well, we'll put the Air Balloon here. My goal is to try to get a Swinub out and do Call from Family, get maybe a Buddy-Buddy. Okay, so we got pieces here. So let's do Swinub here, or let's do one Swinub, one Torchic. Because we have the Fighting Gong, we have energy, so we can use the Fighting Gong to grab another Swinub. Put that there. We'll put an energy onto Swinub. Let's retreat into the Swinub. And let's just Call for Family. We don't need to do much else here. We'll grab another Swinub, get at least 3 out. I probably should have done a better job of prize checking here. But this is actually a pretty decent opening hand. If we can get Rare Candy, we can get Mamoswine out right away. So they evolve right into the Honchkrow. It's just, I'm very nervous with their board. Doesn't seem like they're drawing to any other Pokemon. Doesn't seem like they're drawing into any other like way to get set up here. Like they're using Petrol. Like I would use Proton. Like you need to get Pokemon out. So we'll see what's going on. They have Team Rocket's Factory, so they're going to try to draw into more. And if they have 2 supporters, then they'll get the knockout, which I was expecting. So they do. So the Ariana, okay. But this is your only Pokemon they have, so maybe a little interesting here. If we can get Neo Upper, which we can with Hilda, or we can just top deck it. Honestly, if we can get Rare Candy, we can get the knockout on the win. So let's see, what can we do here? We're gonna Ultra Ball away the energy and the Special Red Card. We don't need that for now. I just want to give myself outs here. I'll get Piloswine. Because we have a Hilda, we can get the Mamoswine with that. So let's evolve. No. I'm gonna play Hilda, just help with our outs here. And I'll grab another energy. Yeah, I'll grab another energy here. We got the Neo Upper, I'm not too worried about that. And we just need to get a Rare Candy. We got 2 Rare Candies actually. So let's just Rare Candy into Swinub here. Neo Upper. Retreat into the Mamoswine. And we'll just Mammoth Hauler here just so we can show that we can get more outs here. And they just can see we had the win anyway. But yeah, that was actually a quick game 3. They weren't able to set up and we were able to grab what we needed. Yeah, Mamoswine is a really powerful card. I wish we were able to show off Bastiodon. Bastiodon really isn't going to be beneficial in this deck. They could just do 2 Team Rocket energies, but just the fact that they had a slow start, we were able to grab our pieces, and I will say we didn't have the best start, but as long as we can get a mediocre start, we're fine. We can go, we can tank throughout the match. So I'm really liking Mamoswine in this format right now. But yeah, that was a fast game 3, went 3-0 in this video. So let's go into our outro and kind of break down the deck and just what we saw in this video. Okay, y'all. Those were our matches. Again, we went 3-0 in this video. Honestly, I was kind of surprised at how strong Mamoswine is doing against our opponents with the video today. I'm a little disappointed we weren't able to show our buddy Bastiodon. But in that one game where we did get the Armor Fossil out, it got bossed up really quick. Our opponents do not like this card at all. And it does show like our game plan. It does show our hand a little bit. But the fact that it put that much pressure for this 60 HP Fossil, because they know how important their Bastiodon can impact their play, I think just shows the powerfulness of Bastiodon paired with Mamoswine. They were ready to go after our supporter Pokemon instead of our main threat. So to me, that shows how well it fits with Mamoswine. So I will say through my test playing of this, once I did get Bastiodon out, it was a game changer. But at least in our game number 2, we kind of showed just how significant this card is, just the presence of it in our deck. Wasn't able to really get Klinklang out, granted it is only a one-off, but I think every other card in here deserves a spot. I'm not sure about Tarragon. I may put that in for a Dawn. I know I talked about Dawn in the intro, but I don't know, it's just in theory it works. It's just once we get set up, we don't really need a lot in our deck. Didn't play Special Red Card. Maybe increase our Fossil Quarry to 3 as well. But at the same time, yeah, once I'm set up, once I got my pieces, I didn't need much because for a Pokemon search, Mammoth Hauler did what it needed to do. It got me the pieces, helped me thin out my deck very well. Playing a nice slow game. I knew I wasn't going to get one shot out there. I will say the grass weakness is very powerful. I was just fortunate enough to not hit any grass decks on the ladder today. But in a competitive setting, that is something to take into consideration. Festival Elite is very powerful right now. So is the Teal Mask, Ogerpon decks out there as well. But I had a blast. I actually been enjoying this deck a lot this week as I was tinkering it, making it optimal, making it fit my play style. Again, like this video, put a comment down, let us know your thoughts on Mamoswine and Bastiodon, and also how you have fixed this deck as well. Again, I'm open to critiques, criticism, ideas. I will admit I am nowhere near the best deck builder. I rely on my friends in my league to help me create some of my decks as well. But I'm just really excited to show off Mamoswine and Bastiodon. So, with all that being said, I'm excited to see how the Pitch Black format is going to evolve in the next upcoming weeks. Again, like, subscribe. Deck list will be down in the description below. And as always, y'all, have fun playing those sneaky decks. See y'all.